one as we talk on in the Mountain West. Welcome into the broadcast. My name is Unlv Runnin Rebels, joined by my partner, Donovan Hicks. A game where both teams are desperate to add another win to the win column. Donovan, what can we expect from this game?
Well, Whit, I mean, these are two teams that have drastically different stories coming into tonight. The UNLV Runnin Rebels are on a 3-game win streak in which they just took down Utah State, the Aggies who were formerly ranked last week. Now, San Diego State, they've been on a little bit of a downward trend, but they are still the top team in the Mountain West Conference. And here in a packed Thomas and Mack Center on a Saturday afternoon, the Rebels will look to extend that win streak and look to be looked on as legitimate contenders for the Mountain West Championship. I mean, we should just go into the keys of the game because the number one is it's Dre Gibbs Lawhorn. DGL came into this season not as an original point guard. He had never played a game as a point guard in his entire collegiate career. He has to take that spot due to the injury to Miles Che. And now, last week, scored a 33 career-high point total against Boise State, and then tallied a career-high 6 assists, averaging 20.5 points per game last week, named Mountain West Player of the Week on Monday morning. And then his 33 points, the highest individual scoring total in a game by a UNLV player since E.J. Harkless had 35 points in a 2023 Mountain West tournament. He has been on fire, and he's going to need to be that scoring leader again today if UNLV is going to win.
Well, San Diego State comes in this run as the top dog a couple days ago when the toughest environments in GCU just lost. So they're definitely looking to come back to this one. But let's get to the starters. San Diego State, we have Nelson Harrington at point guard, Miles Burns at shooting guard, Dixon Waters at small forward, Jeremiah Odin at power forward, and rounding out this for the Aztecs is Miles Heidi. And for the Runnin Rebels, Trey has the legend starting at that point spot. Allie Fleming starting at the 2. Connie Richardson starting at the 3. And the standout freshman, probably the MVP of this team to this point, is Tyron Jones. And rounding out the Runnin Rebels, Emmanuel Steffen. It's going to be a great one.
It's going to be a good game, Whit. And I mean, like you said, Tyron Jones seems to come in at the most opportune times for this Runnin Rebels team. Comes up with some huge blocks, some huge baskets, some and-one opportunities that have single-handedly won UNLV some of these games. The Las Vegas native has been putting on a show all season. It's gonna be a fun game, and I mean the crowd, the environment sometimes can single-handedly win you some games. I mean, you talk about New Mexico, the pit, that crowd, that environment, it makes it so difficult for opposing teams to come in and play. And we're about to have this tip-off set here. See who gets possession on the opening phase.
Ball goes back. Tyron Jones slaps it to Dre Gibbs Lawhorn. And we're off here at the Thomas and Mack Center. Dre, left wing, now moving to his right. Guarded by the bigger Heidi. Running back into Dre going down the post. The jelly lay. It's blocked. He's fouled. He will go to the line. What'd you think of that first play?
DGL, he's not afraid to get physical with. He loves to go driving right down the boards. He tries to put it up, and Kamani Hamilton had the rebound, actually, to be able to kick that back out, but the foul was called, and now he goes to the free throw line, where he's been shooting lights out so far this season. I mean, he's shooting 82%. Now an opportunity to extend this lead as Howie Fleming controls near the logo. He'll pass it off to Dre Gibbs Lawhorn.
Down the post, gets fouled. Looks a little shaken up.
Test. Okay. There we go. So, if you're just joining us, Runnin Rebels take that early lead to 2-0. Miles Bird to the line after the foul by Dre Gibbs Lawhorn on that one.
Shooting 79% from the free throw line. He knocks down his first. We're a minute and 40 into this game. Second one is up, and it's also good. This game is tied.
2-2 here in Vegas. Pastner calling out the play. His point guard, Dre Gibbs Lawhorn, trying to draw up a play, gets it to Stephen. Back to Dre at the top. Dre still at the top. Gets it to Tyron Jones. Gets it into the Manuel Stephen down there in the low block. Stephen loses the ball. Stolen by Bird.
And
Miles Bird
called for a foul there on the reach, and he knocked over Stephen. I mean, he got in on Stephen. Lucky to get away with a foul there, and the UNLV is going to retain possession of the basketball.
So Stephen there in the low block, the double came, and he just can't corral it. Fleming talking to the ref right now. And we will play on. Lawhorn at the logo, gets the screen by Stephen. Now on the right wing, Stephen all alone, hits the floater in the face of Miles Bird. Runnin Rebel lead.
That is a mismatch down low. Emmanuel Stephen definitely has a size advantage over Bird, and he puts it right over top of him for the 4-2 lead.
Bird now working it to the post. And another foul by the Runnin Rebels. Howie Fleming picks up that one. They're going back to the line. How important is it for this Runnin Rebel team that's been in foul trouble almost every game they've played? How important is it for them to stay out of foul trouble, given that San Diego State's pretty good at shooting free throws?
I mean, like you mentioned, San Diego State, they all can shoot the free throws as the first one's going to go up, and it's going to go in, cutting this lead to 4-3. The problem is UNLV does not have the depth on the bench right now due to their injuries. So when they are in foul trouble, especially early in games, it makes the latter half of these games a little questionable to see down the road if they're going to have to be put in situations that they don't like, especially Coach Passner does not like to have his mismatches on the floor.
So Aztecs go 2 for 2 from the line, all tied up here in Vegas. Fleming at the logo, gets it to Hamilton on the right wing. Now Tyron Jones in the right corner, working on Bird at the right elbow. Gets it to Dre, stepping back from the right wing, decides not to shoot it. Kamani Hamilton, left wing three, not gonna go. Stephen can't get the rebound, and Aztecs have another defensive stop.
Off the rim, just didn't have a chance for Stephen. This one from three, and they miss it, and rebounded by UNLV, and Gibbs Lawhorn's gonna push this one up.
So can't hit there for Dixon Waters. Dre with a three of his own. Can't hit that one. And Emmanuel Stephan can't get his hands on it again. San Diego State has people. Can't hit the Euro step. Believe that was Waters again. Or that was Odin, excuse me. Fast-paced play here. Fleming breaking down Heidi. Down on the low post. Turnaround Jay. Gets the lucky bounce and gets it in. 6-4.
He'll take that bounce whip, but right now the pace of play is going to favor the Aztecs. They need to try and slow this game down just a little bit. Their shot selection a little bit off.
Runnin Rebels like to play it in the post. Speaking of post, DGL makes a man miss down there in the low block, but tipped out by the Runnin Rebels, so he'll stay with the Aztecs.
There was a whistle blown there. Not sure if that was going to be a foul call, if they're just was trying to make sure they broke up anything underneath the rim.
That was Harrington with the missed little jumper. Call. So Miles Bird is going to come out of this game 2 for 2 from the free throw line. No field goals attempted for Bird as he takes an early seat. 16 minutes left to go in here. Wide open short corner Jay just cannot hit. The Aztecs can't seem to find the bucket. Runnin Rebels pushing the pace. Fleming fakes a right wing three. Jab step guarded by Waters down the post. Lawhorn right corner. Not gonna go. Rebounded by Fleming. Gets the ball poked out. So the Aztecs have early runs, and that's going to be an errant pass by the Aztecs.
I mean, right now the Aztecs have been a great shooting team so far this season, especially from the three-point line. They've shot 37% to this point, averaging 7 threes a game. They've missed a few here that they've had open looks. Same thing for UNLV, but UNLV, that's a different story. UNLV has actually only made about 6 threes a game. They need to step that up, and they need to take advantage of these Aztec turnovers.
Well, UNLV has the lead 6-4 with just over 15 minutes left to go. When we come back, more Runnin Rebel basketball. Welcome back inside of the Thomas and Mack. UNLV leads this game 6-4 with 15:38 left in the first half. Donnie, what have you seen from the Runnin Rebels so far that's led to this lead?
It's going to be, honestly, I think it's the Aztecs right now beating themselves. They've had multiple turnovers. UNLV hasn't taken it to the full advantage that they should to this point, as they're struggling to get it across the halfway point, and they finally do, crossing over. Kamani Hamilton holds it at the logo.
So Kamani just holds it at the logo. Gets it to Dre. He's now at the logo. Stefan screen incoming. Quick little screen. Have 5, have 4. Kamani Hamilton, right corner 3. Buckets for Kamani.
And that's what we're talking about with. Take advantage of those opportunities. You have to make threes, and Kamani Hamilton now puts the Rebels up 9-4.
Stoppage of play there in the low post. UNLV foul. Tyron Jones picks up his first. So that's going to be the third team foul for UNLV. Just under 5 minutes elapsed in this one. Little short corner, not a great shot there from Dixon Waters, but his teammate gets the rebound and cleans that up for him. Down by 3 for the Aztecs. Rebels ball. Bounce pass, DGL down the lane, Chili layup off the glass. That was a thing of beauty.
Clearly a set play there, and DGL goes straight to the net, and a nice pass by Stefan there at the top of the key.
Now guarding in the low post. Ball is poked out. Dixon Waters breaking down his man. Now at the left wing. Trying to get it out to Harrington. Harrington on Fleming. To Dixon Waters. He's on the right wing. They have 5 seconds. Has to put up a deep 3. That goes! Dixon Waters with a long-range 3.
A long-range 3 that's guarded well by Howie Fleming. It's just a better shot, and the Aztecs cut the lead down to 2. It's 11-9 UNLV.
Dre, top of the key. Gets it back. Wide open 3. Just off the mark. So Aztecs have life here. Now Harrington in the low post. Gets it to his man. Dre tries the back tap. Gets called for the foul. So 4th team foul for UNLV. Dre picks up his 2nd foul. So we're going to see Isaac Williamson in here to take his place. You know, this freshman has also been really good. You know, talk about, he thought he was going to be the 3rd, 4th man on the bench, or guard on the bench, excuse me.
No, definitely. He's impressed this year so far, but it's not something you don't want to see is DGL taking 2 fouls this early. He usually doesn't find himself in a lot of foul trouble. Now Pastner really doesn't have a choice but to put him on the bench. Isaac Williamson going to have to play a significant role in this one the rest of the way.
Al Green and Walter Brown comes in for the Runnin Rebels, and Walter Brown had himself a game last time. Barnaby just can't get his hand on that, and that's going to be lead to an easy bucket for the Aztecs, all tied here at the T&M. Al Green now handling the ball for the Rebels, gets it out to Barnaby. Barnaby, just not a great pass there, trying to get into Kamani Hamilton, and a little bit of a not great turnover. Cross-court pass. Aztecs working the ball around the horn. Step back, left wing 3. Not going to go. Rebels take that possession. Pastor is fired up.
Yeah, he's letting Benarby know right now. It was a bad pass. He was at the top of the key, and there was no reason to force it down low. They weren't low on the shot clock. He just tried to force one low. And, I mean, Kamani Hamilton had no chance to get that basketball, especially when he had 2 teammates on either side of his wing.
So Aztecs playing great defense so far. Both teams have 2 turnovers. Aztecs just shooting 30% from the field compared to the Runnin Rebels 40. That's really led to UNLV leading most of this first half. Hamilton moving to his left, and Walter Brown just thought he was He thought the best play was to cut down the middle. Kamani Hamilton thought he was staying at the corner three, so ball goes out of bounds, and now the San Diego State Aztecs have a chance to take the lead for, I believe, one of the first times this game.
It looks like they had a design play there that could have gone either way, and they just off the page just a little bit. Now the Aztecs looking to take their first lead of the night.
Aztecs down in the post. Gets up to Bird. Bird's back in. On the right elbow. Fouled by Kamani Hamilton. Refs are definitely calling a foul-worthy game here.
Yeah, a lot of ticky-tack calls right now, but that means UNLV just has to be careful of how they're defending. They can't be too physical.
5 fouls. And Walter Brown had the ball on the fast break, but like I was going to mention, Aztecs had 1 foul compared to UNLV's 5. And now it's 2 for the Aztecs, so getting back in there. But, I mean, 5 fouls, 2 more, and the Aztecs are in the bonus, especially with UNLV going on these long droughts like they are right now. Haven't scored in the last 2-12. Al Green at the top of the key. Between his legs, loses the ball. Gets it back to Bernarby. Bernarby has 10. And Aztecs are going to be called for the foul again. Bernarby was going to the right side and just gets a little poke action in there.
Yeah, Bernarby, he got lucky there. He got trapped down low in the low post, and he tries to go out. He just tries to fight his way through 2 defenders, and one of them fouls him. Now UNLV, with 20 seconds on the shot clock, kind of have a little bit of momentum here, trying to rejuvenate this possession.
Miles Heide back in for SDSU. Williamson, right wing, gets it to Hamilton. Have a lot of time on the shot clock. Walter Brown gets it to Bernarby in the low post, and he was swarmed by some Aztec defenders down there. It looked like it was 3 or 4 of them, just not a good pass there.
And right now, this group of rebels that's on the floor, Al Green, Walter Brown, Kamani Hamilton, Isaac Williamson, Jacob Bernarby, they just look off sync. A lot of these passes are not crisp, and they're getting poached off by Aztec defenders.
Not a lot of time with these. Hamilton. Williamson has to force up a left wing 3. Can't get it to go. Walter Brown misses the putback. And it's going to be called. Walter Brown touched it last. Rebs want to talk it over. So we will go to timeout. All tied up. 11-11. 11:51 to go. We'll be back here on Rebel Sports Net. all tied up. If you're just joining us here, 11:51 left to go. It's been a defensive battle here. Both teams, lots of fouls. 8 fouls in total for just 10 minutes, or 9 minutes of play, really. Aztecs with the ball. Left wing for Bird. Gets a friendly bounce. It goes in. Aztecs take the first lead of the night.
There's only been one clean three so far by either side, and that one just happens to rattle in, but the Aztecs, the beneficiary. It's 14-11 now.
Williamson, right wing three, responds!
Well, we talk about clean threes. That's as clean as it gets. Open look for Isaac Williamson. We're tied at 14 again, 11-11 to go in the first period.
Aztecs prone to have these back and forth games. Had one against GCU, had one against Boise State, having another one against the Rebels. Heidi at the top. Gives it to his man, Odin. Odin guarded fierce, and he's going to be called for the travel. Runnin Rebels force that one and get the ball back, trying to take this lead.
Yeah, San Diego State had 4 of their last 5 field goals go after a rough start to the game. A lot of turnovers, and then now another turnover with an opportunity for UNLV to take the lead. Nobody really wants to take control of this one, Whit.
So that was DeGoraville on that travel. Williamson now at the half court. Fierce defense guarded by B.J. Davis. To Walter Brown. Walter Brown. Isaac Williamson in the corner. Now moving to his right. Fakes an entry pass in. Walter Brown, top of the three. Gets it to go. Walter Brown. What a swish to get this crowd hyped up.
Now
Davis to Heidi. Heidi gets it to DeGoraville. Now Heidi gets it to Bird. Bird trying to get it into Heidi. And that's going to go the Runnin Rebels' way. Now Green is hyped up.
that's the 5th turnover of the game for the Aztecs. Meanwhile, UNLV also 2 for 4 from 3, or excuse me, 3 for 5 from 3 after that 3 from Walter Brown. An opportunity now, UNLV trying to extend this lead.
So they got to be ecstatic with that. I'm pretty sure they've gone games where they've only hit 2 threes in one half. And so 2 threes already here for the Runnin Rebels. Give them their lead. Williamson, another 3, right wing! Swish! Isaac Williamson! His 2nd 3 of the night. It's a 6-point lead here at the Thompson MAC.
It's raining threes inside the MAC here, Whit, and the crowd is getting into it now.
And what would send this crowd over more than a Tyron Jones block? As we say, B.J. Davis draws the foul. That's a veteran move right there, just to initiate contact, act like you were the one to get fouled. That's going to be their 6th foul with just under 10 minutes left to go. One more, and they're in the bonus.
Yeah, and Davis right there, you said it's a veteran move, and it also takes the crowd out a little bit. He gets to slow this game down while he's shooting these free throws, but the MAC still not going to let him have it easy. He's right in front of the student section, and they're loud.
Was Newman, excuse me, so 3 and 4. The student section makes a mess there with all their posters of Canes and the Rebels of the old days. Hard place to play, especially when you get a crowd like this. So Newman shooting his 2nd one. Gets the bounce there, so it's a 2-point game, or excuse me, 5-point game. UNLV is 3 for their last 3 on 2 Isaac Williamson threes, but San Diego State 4 of their last 5. Definitely an efficiency battle between these two teams. Williamson loses the ball. And that's just a freshman mistake for the freshman, to be fair. Was just doubled. And Miles Bird makes a Miles Bird play and gets the steal, passes it to his teammate, and that's an easy bucket for the Aztecs, only down by 3 now.
Yeah, no, it was a great decision there also for the Aztecs to pressure the youngster as he tried to come up court. He had 2 men on him. He tried to fit it through a small gap. There was no reason to do that. Could have just waited for his teammates, and instead that's an extra 2 points for the Aztecs to try and pull back into this game.
That really takes the crowd out of it. What was the team was up by 6. This crowd was going crazy. Now only up by 3 as Williamson still in for the Rebels. Gets it to Fleming, back to Williamson. At the top, guarded by Heidi, behind the back. Kamani on the right wing, gets it back to his point guard. Williamson has 4, step back, long range. That was a heat check for Isaac Williamson. This crowd would have gone crazy if he hit that one. That would have been his 3rd in a row. Heidi down the lane. Momentum shifting for Miles Heidi. Easy floater there.
It was a 9-0 run for UNLV, and now it's an 8-0 run for the Aztecs to pull back within 1.
Fleming down there in the low block, loses it. Will go the Runnin Rebels' way. So Dre Gibbs Lawhorn comes back in. And how excited are you if you're Coach Pastor saying your leading scorer is on the bench for most, or I wouldn't say for most, for the last 3 or 4 minutes? And you have a youngster giving you 2 threes to give you the lead. Now he can come back in refreshed. He doesn't have to shoot threes to try to get his team back in this game. He could play his game. Kamani, step back from the top. Buckets, Kamani Hamilton's on fire.
He is on fire, and like you mentioned, their leading scorer on the bench. This is what the Rebels need to become a consistent team. They need to be able to sit DGL and get him some rest.
Now Bird, guarded by Fleming, poked away by Stefan. Bird was trying to go deep into the post, and the Runnin Rebel defense says no, sir. UNLV leads this one by 4. 7:44 left to go here on Rebel Sports Net. So head coach Brian Dutcher was appealing the call that it was out on UNLV, and it was a flagrant foul. No flagrant, so San Diego State loses a timeout, but was out on UNLV, so side out. UNLV and Dixon Waters can't hit the short J. Here come the Runnin' Rebels.
I mean, now your starters had plenty of rest. If there's one thing that Passner can take away from that timeout.
So Tyron Jones gets called for that. Tyron Jones gets called for that 3-second violation. Can't be in the lane for more than 3. He was in for 4, so Aztecs ball going the other way.
4-point game right now. It's 23-19. UNLV trying to hold off the Aztecs here.
Step back, top of the 3. Dixon Waters responds. 23-22. UNLV leads this one. Dixon Waters is the leading scorer on the night with 6 points for SDSU. Tyron Jones to Dre Gibbs Lawhorn. He's moving to his left. Lawhorn cooking up in the post. Floater game is good. Dre Gibbs Lawhorn with the footwork, bag work, whatever you want to call it. 2 points for the Runnin' Rebs.
He is so good when he can get to one-on-one, especially down low in the post, and he makes his man pay.
Turnover, Aztecs, so UNLV does a great job of forcing the ball into their own hands. Now Tyron Jones gets it to Dre Gibbs Lawhorn. Fleming, right wing, 3. Buckets, Howie Fleming. It's a 3 parade for the Aztecs.
How about another 3 ball? This UNLV team has not shot the 3 this well all season, and they continue to light it up from deep.
Heidi trying to get it in. Gets it to his guard. Going down the post. Now Bird has to force up a shot. And oh my goodness, Miles Bird with a long-range 3. It seems like every time UNLV gets a momentum 3, SDSU comes back and gets a 3 of their own. Fleming in the short corner, quickly doubled out to Kamani Hamilton. He puts up a 3. Not gonna go. So Isaac Williamson checking back in. Kamani Hamilton pokes that ball away. So Isaac Williamson comes back into the ball game. 5:12 left to go. BJ Davis comes in for the Aztecs. Heidi comes out. So, news out here in Vegas, Magoon Guath or LZ Harrington will not play this game. Guath out with a hip injury. Or Harrington will play, excuse me. He's just in a limited minutes role. Dixon Waters down there in the low block. Just gets it out to the 3. Miles Bird trying to find any way to get the ball. He has 6 seconds. He has 5. Tyron Jones trailing him. And the refs discussing which way the ball should go.
Yeah, and it looks like they're going to give possession back to the Aztecs. The Rebels, though, they forced it to just 3 seconds. It's going to have to be a quick play from below the baseline.
Trying to get it into Miles Bird, most likely. Aztecs find a man. Dixon Waters, short corner. That's just what great players do. Finds any way to get the ball and drains the short corner J. 28-27. Close game here. Bird tips it away. Steffen on the trail. In the post. Emmanuel Steffen did a great job there forcing Bird to pass it away, but he's going to be called for the foul. And they're in the bonus now with 4:28 left to go. So any foul will send the Aztecs to the line.
Yeah. And that's
not what you want to see.
That's just another bad turnover by Isaac Williamson. The freshman gets caught again. He tries to pass it through too small of a gap. There's no reason to take that much of a risk, especially when the game's this close. And now the game's tied. Aztecs have an opportunity to take the lead here on this next free throw.
And he made a couple freshman mistakes last game against Utah State, but relatively, I thought he played a pretty good game. So SDSU just in their pregame film probably identified him as a weak point there on offense, given that Miles Shea, the leading point guard, is out for this team. Williamson had to take a step up. Done a tremendous job this season. So uncharacteristic first half for Isaac Williamson. He has the ball again. Let's see if they go at him again. He's just going to give it up to the veteran guard, Dre Gibbs-Lawhorn. Back to Williamson. To Howie Fleming. Now Gibbs-Lawhorn at the top. Moving down there in the post. Howie Fleming, top of the three. Not going to go. Steffen. Going to be fouled.
Yeah, fouled as he went up to get that rebound. Emmanuel Steffen fighting for the ball when it was loose, and the Rebels still have an opportunity to take this lead back and get to the 30-point mark. Like you mentioned, I mean, Isaac Williamson has been so good, and if he's able to play to his potential, that allows Dre Gibbs-Lawhorn to go back to his normal position and see what he can do if he gets activated.
Fleming has to get the ball out. Just gets it out in time to Steffen, so he will just give the ball up to Lawhorn. Now to Williamson. Tyron Jones yet to score the ball. Let's see if they get him involved. Williamson shaking and baking from the free throw line. He has 5 seconds. Gets it out to Fleming. Fleming going down the post. Floater, not going to go. Shot clock violation. Runnin Rebels get the turnover though. Steffen down the lane. Going to be called for the offensive foul. How'd you like that, partner?
It's an interesting. Emmanuel Steffen, he creates the turnover, and I think he just had too much juice. He wanted to score it himself. He goes straight to the basket. Don't know if I like that offensive foul call, but there were many other options that a Steffen could have taken there besides driving that straight to the rim.
So when we come back, SDSU has the lead, 29-28, 3:37 left in this first half. We welcome you back inside the broadcast booth. I'm Whitaker Lummis, joined by Donovan Hicks. Here on the campus of UNLV, Rebels are currently down by 1, trying to fight back. Have not scored a field goal in the last 2:40 and counting. Tyron Jones, the standout freshman all year, has yet to shoot a shot for the Rebels. Shot off by the Aztecs, and DGL will bring the ball down the court. Dre making his move down in the post, trying to get it off the glass. That goes for Troy Gibbs-Lawhorn, getting this lead back in the Rebels' hands.
Ends a 7-0 run for the Aztecs, and now UNLV look to continue playing some defense and force a turnover.
DeGorville working on Tyron Jones. He's just going to kick it out. Now at the top. Trying to work it. Gets Kamani up in the air and can't hit. That falls short for the Aztecs. Now Lawhorn. Dixon Waters was the man that couldn't hit.
Dixon Waters has been great shooting the basketball tonight. That one, he had more time than he usually does. He just couldn't come up with it.
Tyron Jones has the ball, yet to score here. Gets hacked in the post. Was trying to do that coveted spin move, and Aztecs saw right through it. Lucky to get fouled there. So Tyron Jones to the line to try to score his first point of the game.
Yeah, Tyron Williamson, though, has had his struggles from the free throw line, shooting only 53% this season, but maybe a couple free throws will be enough to get him going with.
He had a couple clutch ones in the game against Utah State. I believe he shot 6 or more and made most of them. So he misses here. And when's the last time he went scoreless in the first half? It's been a while.
Yeah, I mean, Tyron Jones has been the X factor along with DGL this season. It just seems like, again, we talked about in pregame, big moments he's came to play, especially on the defensive side, but they'll need him to step here on the offensive side of the ball if they want to come away with this win.
So Tyron goes 0 for 2 from the line. He has 1 defensive rebound on the day, and that's it. So we'll see what's in store for the next big freshman at UNLV. DeGorville trying to find anywhere to go. Finds in the post. And an and 1 floater goes for Taj DeGorville. He will go to the line and try to make it a 3-point play. Isaac Williamson checking back in for Tyron Jones. His half is likely done.
I mean, that's just compounding mistakes there from Tyron Jones, too. He misses both free throws, and I think he tried to do his best to get back and make a defensive play, but he tried to force it. And now San Diego State an opportunity to go up by 2.
So currently leading by 1, DeGorville looking to make it more than that. Appeared last season off the bench in all 31 contests. This guy was the 6th man of the year at least for San Diego State's case. And Williamson turns the ball over again. And just an ugly showing for both standout freshman players today. That's going to go to the line. Aztecs are in the double bonus with just under 2 minutes left to go. Al Green set to check in.
Yeah, Al Green going to check in here. And Williamson, you can see he's kind of down on himself. Pastner trying to talk to him a little bit from the side of the court. He just needs to be able to control the ball. He's trying to think of things too fast. He has plenty of time. No reason to make split-second decisions like that.
And how about Reese Dickens Waters coming out of nowhere? We thought it was going to be the Miles Bird and DeGorville show. Dickens Waters coming in here, proving why we're wrong. Has 9 points on the day. Looking to make it 10 and extend this Aztec lead to 4. He does. Biggest lead of the night for San Diego State. And they will try to keep it, playing a full court press here. Howie Fleming down the post, gets it to Al Green in the corner. That's his money. Can't get it to go. No. And so Runnin Rebels are ended this one. Bird, right corner. hits it. 7-point lead for the San Diego State Aztecs. Dre trying to make anything happen. Fleming fakes a left corner three. Now in the post. Gets fouled, and this San Diego State team has been disciplined for a team like the Runnin Rebels that live so much in the post to only have 6 fouls now. If I were to point something out for the first half, that's what I would point to, because you've seen Utah State, Boise State all get into foul trouble with this physical style of play from UNLV.
Yeah, no, San Diego State's forcing UNLV to be a team that they're not. They're forcing them to take those outside shots, and early on, those shots were falling. I mean, they have 6 threes made, but they have it on 16 shot attempts from beyond the arc. If they're able to make those threes, then they were competing, but now that they're not, the Aztecs are starting to grow this lead. UNLV needs to cut it down to at least 3 before halftime, I think, so this doesn't get out of hand.
Howie Fleming goes 2 for 2 from the line. So cuts into this Aztec lead, and now only down by 5. 1:15 and counting. DeGorville trying to make a move. Poked away, and here come the Runnin Rebels. Howie Fleming in the post, loses the ball. Gets it back. Now Kamani Hamilton will take his crack at scoring the basketball. Walter Brown fakes a step back 3, gets it to Green. Floater can't go for Green. Had a man up in the air, just couldn't hit. 5 for their last 7 for the Aztecs. No field goals in the last 2:31. And now Green's going to be called on the foul there. So just a ugly foul to an ugly half in terms of fouls for the Runnin Rebs.
Yeah, it was a late foul call there. It almost seemed like he might get away with it, but he did not. Now, an opportunity for DeGorville to take his 4th and 5th points of the night. He's had definitely a slow start to this game.
One of the defensive anchors for the team. Dre Gibbs Lawhorn comes back in for Al Green. So he will try to cut this lead down before halftime. It's been a defensive battle for sure here at the Thompson Max. San Diego State so good from the free throw line. Goes 2 for 2 again. They're shooting 92% on the day compared to UNLV's just 67%. Walter Brown going into the left block. Almost a bad pass there. UNLV wants to talk things over. 39-32. San Diego State leads with just 21.2 left on the clock in the first half. We'll be back after this 30-second timeout. We're back from the break. SDSU has this lead in front of the biggest crowd UNLV's had of the entire season by 7. Shot clock, 4-second difference from game clock. Dre with the ball. He has 5 seconds, have to put up a tough shot. Can't get it to go. Benarbi gets the rebound and gets a lucky bounce. So that's going to be the end of the first half. Donnie, what's your take on what the Runnin' Rebels can do to get back into this game?
I think going into the second half, UNLV needs to find their identity again. They need to be able to at least work the ball down low in the post and open up those opportunities. If they are going to take threes, they have to limit the bad shots. They're taking bad shot attempts because they can't maneuver that ball down low. I think the key to the second half is going to be UNLV finding a way to score down in the post.
So to find out what happens in the half, come back after this 15-minute intermission. Remember to follow us on socials, on Instagram, TikTok, and wherever you get your news. Rebel Sports Net. We'll be back after the half. Back into an action-packed Thomas and Mack. Fans are going crazy here. UNLV currently trailing the Aztecs 39-34. Bird, left corner three. He starts out the half with giving the Aztecs 8-point lead.
Yeah, a huge three there, and that just establishes some momentum. UNLV already had an uphill battle to climb, but now they're going to have to battle even a little bit more.
Lawhorn now going to his right. Gets a little sky hook going. In a Kareem there, can't hit. So Rebels start off 0 for 1. They got to be careful not to let up another three here. Our Bird on the right wing gets it to Heidi. Heidi back to Bird. Bird moving to his left. Now going back to his right. He's in the post, trying to draw the foul. Doesn't get the call. Rebels come up with a defensive stop. Now Fleming gets it to Lawhorn. Now Stephan at the top. Jones yet to score here in this game. Spin move off the glass. Can't get it to go. That's usually his bread and butter. Just off this time.
Yeah, I think he just hasn't gotten in the swing of this game yet. And now when it's getting deeper in, he's trying to take his warm-up shots.
And that was, I believe that was Newman on the missed shot for the Aztecs, just under the rim, and can't hit. Lawhorn trying to find anywhere to go. Finds Stephan. Gets it to Fleming. Fleming, they need a bucket right here. Lawhorn from the left corner. Now moving to his right. Right elbow jumper. Wish for Dre Gibbs. Lawhorn gets the Rebels on the board here in the second half.
Yeah, you need DGL right now to start getting hot. Try and pull these guys into the fight. He's done it so many times this season. He's going to need to do it again.
Definitely an energy guy. DeGorville gets it in to Newman. Newman can't hit the short corner. Rebels comes up with back-to-back defensive stops. Need another bucket. Poked away by Miles Bird. Trey Gibbs Lawhorn trying to trail the shrieking Miles Bird. Gets the easy dunk. Momentum killer in the second half already. DGL gets it to Fleming. Fleming on the left wing, surveying the defense. Gets it to Stephan. Stephan back to Lawhorn. Lawhorn fakes the three. Gets it to Fleming. Fleming in the post. And a foul called. That's going to go on the Aztecs.
San Diego State Aztecs.
LZ Harrington picks up that one. So it's a first team foul. His first.
BJ Davis turns to the
BJ Davis in for the Aztecs. Side out. UNLV with 20 seconds left to go. Down by 8.
Rebels need a basket here. Tyron Jones inbounding it, and he's going to find Kamani Hamilton.
Kamani Hamilton down there in the low block. Turn around, Jay. Can't get it to go. Stephan gets his hand on it and just loses it. Aztecs pushing the pace. Heidi down there in the post. He is trying to find DeGorville there in the corner and gives the ball to the Rebels. DGL at the top, guarded by Heidi. Now Fleming. Guarded by DeGorville. Spin move, stripped away. And DeGorville steps out of bounds. Good defense by Howie Fleming. Loses the ball. And gets his team another chance at points.
I like the physicality of the Rebels here coming out of the half. They haven't been able to get us on the board as frequently as they possibly would like here in the opening 3 minutes or just over that. But they are getting the possession of the ball, and they are fighting down low in the post.
Now Dre moving to his left on the bigger Heidi. He has 8 seconds. Turn around, Jay. That's an air ball. And Heidi looks like he was upset at Emmanuel Stephan there. And I believe Heidi's going to be called there for the foul there in the low post.
Yeah, they were battling underneath the basket. I don't know if there was a reason for either side to get a foul, but Heidi is going to get the foul there. It was just two guys fighting right below the rim trying to establish positioning for the rebound.
Heidi was separated by his teammate, kind of pushed him off to the side, didn't want to get any flagrant foul trouble or technical foul trouble. So Jones to inbound, gets it to Hamilton. Hamilton, Lawhorn on the right wing, in the post, doubled, gets it out to Hamilton. Hamilton to the unexpected Steffen. Now back to Hamilton. Fleming, right wing. Can't get it to go. Steffen with the rebound. Fleming at the top. Working out to Goraville. The double comes. Tyron Jones with his first bucket of the game. A great backdoor cut from the freshman in the reverse slam to put the Rebels within 6.
It didn't look like the Rebels had anything going there. They were passing it around the outside. It was a great rebound by Steffen, and he finds Tyron Jones streaking down low. Called an audible, and he makes the Aztecs pay.
Aztecs forces up a shot, just goes in and out. And so momentum here for the Rebels. Hamilton all alone. Flushes it down. Rebels only down by 4. Back-to-back defensive stops. Back-to-back buckets.
And the Rebels are running.
pass.
The Rebels are running, Whit.
To Goraville, right elbow 3. Can't get it to go. Tyron Jones pushing the pace. He's the one that can change the momentum. Jones streaking to the rim. He has come alive, Tyron Jones. Aztecs want to talk it over. Jones is hyped, so are we. 2-point game. We'll be back after this. You talk about a rivalry. It doesn't get better than this. The rivalry between the Rebels and Aztecs was especially fierce during the 2010s through 2013. It's cooled down on a little bit, given San Diego State has won 22 of the last 24 games against UNLV from 2014 to 2024.
I'm pretty sure with the 3 games UNLV has won has been on the road too, so it's been a long time since the MAC has seen a win over the Aztecs.
So a momentum run for UNLV. Coach Brian Dutcher mad at his team in the huddle, knowing they're better than that. Just a 2-point lead for the Aztecs. Moving the ball around the court to Dixon Waters. He's been on fire all night. Kamani Hamilton tips it away. Dixon Waters has 3. He has 2. Has to force up a shot. He's going to be fouled. And Kamani Hamilton's yelling at his teammate Emmanuel Steffen saying, man, I got this. I didn't need your help. Steffen comes over there from the low block.
And there's not much there on that foul call. He may have hit his leg as he went up, but there was no contact with his upper torso whatsoever.
So timeout on the floor. I think Pastor wants the refs to take another look at this. That's just, you do not want to get into foul trouble. They played 6 minutes into this game. That's their first foul. And so just a disciplined state of mind coming into this second half. And the refs look like they're going to take a look at this.
Yeah,
so we'll be back after they do. Aztecs by 2 with 14:33 left in this one.
Three-point attempt. It has been changed to a 2-point attempt.
So a foul on the floor. The foul will stand, but instead of 3, refs determine it's a 2. So Aztecs to the line for 2.
I mean, we're talking about during the break that there was no reason for that foul to be made. Kamani Hamilton looked like he was playing real sticky defense in the corner, and then Emmanuel Steffen comes over and for no reason kind of gets right up on the offensive player. Kamani Hamilton wasn't happy with him, but that's just a mistake that can't get made, especially in this tight of a game.
So in a foul that was originally called on Kamani Hamilton will be changed to Emmanuel Steffen. So I believe this is Dixon Waters. at the line.
I mean, it just looked, Dixon Waters goes up to the line and it just looks effortless. And right now, Dixon Waters from the free throw line now 3 for 3.
So leading scorer on the night for Waters. And goes 2 for 2 from the line. That makes his point total for the night at a crisp, clean 12. So Loudhorn trying to get his team back into it. They're down by 4. Guarded by the fierce San Diego State defense. Loudhorn at the top near the logo. Guarding on his man into the post. Gets a lucky bounce. DGL.
Both teams have gotten some bounces to go their way throughout this game, but then it's DGL. They're back within 2.
Crowd coming alive, trying to get this in. And Bird just with an easy cut to the rim. Little bit of a momentum killer kind of for the Rebels. Now Loudhorn receives the pass from Tyron Jones. Gets it to him, or gets it to Fleming, excuse me. Stephen. Now Howie Fleming on the left wing. He has 4. He has 3. He has 2. Dre has to put up a shot. Can't get it to go. And Aztecs recover the rebound. Waters all alone. Tyron Jones gets the rebound. And that was the scary one. Lucky for the Rebels, he missed that one. Jones, Hamilton, and one call. Can't finish it. So he will go to the line for 2 shots. Transfer from High Point. Trying to make this a 2-point game.
We talked about some bounces going each team's way. That time it doesn't go in favor of Kamani Hamilton. Now he's going to have to go to the line and try and make 2 to keep this a 2-point game. These teams just trading blows right now here in the second half.
Hamilton hits that one. So the Runnin Rebels shooting just 4 for 6 from the line compared to San Diego State's 14 for 15. Only missed 1 on the day. Discipline for sure. Hamilton shooting the second. Hits that one. It's a 2-point game here at the Jerry Tarkanian Court at the Thomas and Mack Center.
I mean, UNLV's been a team leading the nation in free throw attempts per game, maybe not converting as many as they like, but that is completely switched here in this game. Aztecs doing a good job of staying disciplined.
Davis trying to find anywhere to go. Finds DeGoraville. DeGoraville, suffocating defense from Kamani Hamilton. Gets it to Bird. Bird has 5. Stripped away by Tyron Jones. Here comes Tyron down the lane. It's going to be fouled. And Dre with the little momentum play doesn't count, but gets Tyron Jones' putback on the dunk.
Yeah, and it gets the crowd into it right now. The crowd is ready. They are ready to explode. If the Rebels can take the lead here, it's going to be real hard for the Aztecs to keep playing down in their own end.
So we saw a little foul battle there in the first half. UNLV had a couple fouls. San Diego State had a couple fouls, but going down into the nitty-gritty of the second half, UNLV picked up, I think, 11 compared to SDSU's only 4. Now this is kind of flipped. San Diego State has 4. UNLV has 1 as Tyron Jones misses that one. He is 0 for 3 from the line. Has to hit this one to get a little confidence back when he's at the line, because boy, does he sure get there often. Jones shooting another one. And he goes 0 for 2 from the line. Hamilton stepped out of bounds. And that was a good little effort there. Tay Simmons didn't see him coming. Just gets that big paw in between his hand and the ball, but Kamani stepped out of bounds. Lucky not to be called for the foul.
Yeah, I honestly thought that he was going to get called for a reach in there. He came over with, like you said, that big mitt came chopping down on that basketball, and he gets away with one there, but Aztecs still retain possession.
So Aztecs up by 2. The second half is always where they seem to let teams kind of inch their way into their house. The floater for DeGorville goes. So extend this lead by 4. Runnin' Rebels will have to get another 2 to be within 2, or 3 to be within 1. Steffen at the top, gets it to Fleming. Fleming in the post and just loses the ball. Josh not too happy with that one, calling out to his team. Down by 4. They hit a 3, suddenly they're down by 7. Only 2s here. Obviously, you would want a Tyron Jones block right here. Would come in very clutch for the Rebels. Let's see if they can. Let's see if they can do that. Harrington to DeGorville. DeGorville in the post. Hamilton or Steffen just can't get his mitts up.
It was decent job defending there by Emmanuel Steffen. Just a little more physical. Down low was the Aztecs, and now UNLV down by 6. They need a basket.
So Tyron Jones gets fouled again. So immediate timeout. Simmons picks up his 3rd. 15 foul, 52-46 here in Las Vegas. Don't go anywhere. More Rebel action is coming your way after the break. On a Saturday sunny afternoon, the Runnin' Rebels host the San Diego State Aztecs. The second half, if you're just joining us, has been an eventful one. 52-46 San Diego State lead. Jones with the inbound. UNLV ball. Lawhorn. Surveying the defense. Gets it into Hamilton. Hamilton, spin move. Can't get it to go. And the putback dunk by Emmanuel Steffen.
Big defensive stand here coming for the Rebels. If they can force a turnover and cut this lead back down to 2 for the Aztecs, it would be huge.
DeGoraville guarded by Kamani. Now switches on to Tyron Jones. And it looked like Emmanuel Steffen got poked in the face there. That's his 4th personal. So Jacob Barnaby coming in for Emmanuel Steffen. So we'll likely not see him for most of this, rest of this game.
Yeah, but Narby's going to have a big role to play. And it looked like Steffen did get poked there, which is the reason he fell over, but it occurred after the foul.
A block by Tyron Jones, but it's called for the goaltend. And Newman, or Compton knew it. And so Tyron Jones, no blocks on the night, coming in, was one of the leaders in blocks per game in the Mountain West. SDSU's done a great job in putting up smart shots. Now Fleming on the left wing. Gets it to Barnaby. Dre all alone, right wing. Not going to go for Dre Gibbs. And a foul on the floor. Jacob Barnaby is going to be called for the loose ball foul. And just like this, the fouls are stacking up for UNLV. Had 1 and 2 in the last 30 seconds of play. Usually in the bonus for the Rebels. So let's see if they can smartly foul here. DeGoraville, right wing 3, can't hit. Kamani Hamilton has to be smart here. Lawhorn gets it to Tyron Jones under the basket. He's going to be fouled. Remember, he is 0 for 4 from the free throw line. Jones needs these points because these are crucial to try to get the Revs back within 4.
Yeah, and he had a little conversation with Coach Passner and somebody else on the bench right now before he goes to the line. He just needs 1. If he can get 1, his confidence is going to be built. But UNLV now, that's about 3 or 4 and 1 opportunities that almost have come to fruition and just barely not gotten there. That one rolls off the rim as well.
So shooting 60% from the line for the Rebels. Looks like Bird and Heidi are coming to check back into this game. Jones can't hit. Just an ugly shooting night for Jones. 0 for 5 from the line. Trey Gibbs Lawhorn with his hands on his head, trying to motivate this young freshman. Jones needs to take his time here. Isaac Williamson checking back in for the Rebels. And comes through. Tyron Jones hits that one. Howie Fleming coming out. And Isaac Williamson, who's had some struggles turning the ball over, is going to come back into this one with 10 minutes left to go in crunch time.
Yeah, Fleming's played almost 15 straight minutes dating back to last half due to the turnovers of Williamson.
And the fouls are, like I said, starting to stack up. Barnaby is going to be called for the foul. Look to be a non-contact, or Drake Gibbs Longhorn's going to be called for the foul, excuse me. And Fleming's just going to come right back in after getting a little 10-second break, some water. He's good. Barnaby comes out, so now they're playing small ball with Kamani and Tyron. At the line, Sean Newman, the Louisiana Tech transfer, hits that one. So Aztecs have their biggest lead of the night by 8. Rebels have tried to get it within 2. Just can't hit. Tyron Jones all alone in the post. Gonna be fouled again, but good news, partner. The Rebels are now in the bonus with just under 10 minutes left to go. Anytime we get fouled, they will go to the line. But Tyron Jones 1 for 6, excuse me.
Yeah.
He goes back to the line.
Yeah, Whit, you said that they're in the bonus. I mean, I thought you were going to tell me the good news that he made one last time. His confidence hopefully is back. You need him to. You would like him to make 2 here. Try and cut this lead down to 6. But you need the defense to start stepping up, especially down the stretch here in this game.
Hit a couple crucial free throws against Utah State on an away environment. Can't hit. Jones goes 1 for 7. Desperately need these points right now, especially like a 3-point sharpshooting team like San Diego State. Jones to shoot another. Hits that one. So goes 2 for 8 on the day. Emmanuel Steffen playing with 4 fouls, checks back in for Howie Fleming. Fleming will get the well-needed and well-deserved break. Now trying to dice up the defenses, the Aztecs. DeGorville, guarded by Jones. Now all alone, DeGorville hits a 3. Biggest lead of the night for San Diego State is 10. Lawhorn gets it to Williamson. Desperately needs points right now for the Rebels. Williamson just gets it to Tyron Jones, guarded by Heidi. Jones in the post, gets a floater to go. That's his second field goal of the night for Tyron Jones. Trying to come alive here. These fans deserve it. Great showing here at the Thomas and Mack. DeGorville, the lob to Heidi. And smart there by Emmanuel Steffen just to let Heidi go to work because he's playing with 4 fouls.
Yeah, you need to have that fine line between being not being too aggressive but still playing some good defense. And Kamani Hamilton's going to be fouling the shot, and he'll go to the free throw line. But Emmanuel Steffen being on 4 fouls, it's creating a little bit of trouble for Josh Pastner and the Runnin' Rebels because Jacob Benarbi has not played a great game defensively tonight.
So Kamani will go back to the line. 8 fouls for San Diego State. Kamani's usually good from the line. 52-62 is your score here at the Thomas and Mack. Kamani hits that one. Emmanuel Steffen checks out. And Jacob Benarbi checks back in. Howie Fleming set to check back in as well. And for the Aztecs, Burge checking out.
Also back in the round.
Tyron Jones comes out. In for Fleming. So Kamani already hit one before. Shooting a second. Kamani's good from the line. 2 for 2. Cuts this lead down to 8. Or down to, 8, excuse me. 8, excuse me. Aztecs pushing the ball up court. Kamani trying to play the best defense he can from the top of the wing. DeGorville, short corner J, and just goes. That just looks so easy. Working on the smaller Dre Gibbs Lawhorn, leads back to 10.
The Aztecs just doing whatever they want on the offensive side of the ball right now.
Fleming trying to get in his bag of his own. Williamson now with 10 seconds. Already hit 2 threes on the day and loses the ball. Williamson just not having a great day. That's going to be his 4th turnover of the day. Just a reminder that Nas Cunningham has yet to play in the last 2 games. He, of course, being the transfer from Alabama. At what point do you say, okay, Isaac, you've had 4 turnovers, let's put Nas in?
It's going to be interesting to see because Nas, it's not sure if he's still playing with an injury. Maybe Paster's just trying to do what he can with Isaac Williamson. But like you mentioned, if an Oz is an option, I think at this point you need to start exploring that and evaluating what he could do on the floor.
So Aztecs have the 10-point lead with 7:49 left to go. A timeout, so we will go to the break, so don't go anywhere. More Rebel actions on the way. Runnin Rebels down by 10 after leading, I feel like, most of the first half. A great game from Reese Dixon Waters. And a great game from Tosh DeGorabel. Both have 12 on the day. Aztecs looking to push this lead even further with 7 minutes left to go. Here's defense from UNLV. Taj DeGoreville fakes a pass into the corner, keeps the ball to the left wing in the post for Heidi. And Jacob Barnaby is going to be called for a foul.
Yeah, and it looks like Al Green's going to be coming in. Might be for Benarby too, because Pat not happy on the bench.
Not much you could do here if you're Coach Pastor. I mean, you have Jalen Cunningham. You have, obviously, Tyron Jones in there who looks to come back into the game. Misses the first one, so that's just their second missed free throw of the entire night. And so they've just been so disciplined, shooting 17 on the day and only missing 2. Miles Heidi at the line, shooting a second one. Fans in here want Tatum Tots from Parkway Tanner. Can they get him? No, they cannot. Takes the lucky bounce. And a 10-point lead, or 11-point lead here for the Aztecs. Fleming gets to Benarby at the top. Now back to Fleming. Fleming guarded by Heidi, trying to break his man down. Tyron Jones in the post. Back to Fleming at the top for 3. Not gonna go. Can't get the bounce. And this is just a subpar showing here in the last couple minutes for the Rebels. Now Harrington trying to make his move on DGL. Tipped out by DGL. Good play to get his hands in there. Kamani Hamilton coming back in. Jacob Barney's be surprised that he's coming out of the game.
I don't know how you can be surprised at this point. He hasn't been good enough defensively, especially underneath the basket. And right now, Pastner needs length. He needs somebody to stop the Aztecs from scoring at will down low.
Miles Bird comes back in, replacing Sean Newman. Harrington. Refs call it late. And that was a crazy play there. DeGorville or Reese Dixon Waters was there in the short corner and faked it, feet off the ground, and then landed. It was about 2 or 3 seconds till they called that. Rebels need some points right here. Lawhorn at the top, going into the post, off the glass, gets the bounce, gets it in. Lawhorn trying to motivate his team. They're down by 10. Can they do it? Crowd's getting loud. DeGorville. Stolen by Jones. Jones all alone. Gets it in. Tyron Jones with that coveted steal, that coveted defensive ability. He will be guarding DeGorville. Thomas and Mack has come alive. Rebel chants fill the air. Loudest it's been all night. Can they get the stop? Harrington guarded by Lawhorn. To Miles Bird. He has 4 seconds. Has to put up a shot. And just drains it. Miles Bird silences the crowd. Backs this lead up to 10.
Yeah, and he did it with a hand in his face, too. A beautiful three-point shot. I mean, that was all the way from the Thomas and Mack logo, almost half court, and that had some arc on it, too. Just absolutely drains it. I don't know what much more you could ask for if you're Josh Pastner in terms of defense right there.
You know, classic case of great defense, better offense. Miles Bird just with a crowd silencer. Dre Gibbs Lawhorn in the free throw line, shooting 2. Trying to make this a 10 or an 8-point game. Hits that one. Aztecs are 1 away from the double, or the Rebels are 1 away from the double bonus. Aztecs having 9 fouls here. That's probably going to be crucial coming down in the stretch. Lawhorn can't hit the second, and it's just been an abysmal day for the Runnin Rebels from the free throw line. 11 for 18, which doesn't sound abysmal, but if you go to a team that's only missed 2, abysmal. Dixon Waters has it stripped away. The fight for the ball. And I don't know how that's not a technical there. In the face of the man who dunked it. Compton just dunked the ball and then got into Dre Gibbs Lawhorn's face. And Howie Fleming gets called for the offensive foul. What do you think, partner? Do you think that should have been a technical? That's what Compton's doing?
I think it had to have been a technical. I mean, he was screaming in his face. Even after Dre let the ball go, he was still talking to him. And then the foul occurred down at the other end of the floor. And now they're going to get another foul, this time on Dre Gibbs Lawhorn for a reach-in. And the crowd is not happy here at the MAC.
Dre Gibbs Lawhorn gets called for that, and now the Aztecs are in the bonus with 2 fouls committed by the Rebels. And it just seems every break the Runnin Rebels get is just met with a 3 by the Aztecs, or I'll call it a bailout by the refs. Miles Bird to the line, trying to extend this lead to 13. Compton just putting his hands up. He's being talked to by the refs. Little illegal motion there, of course, not called for the foul. Bird to shoot another one, trying to make this lead 13.
And if you're the Rebels now, you have to get back to where you were in the beginning of this game and start draining a couple threes, because this lead is just too big to try and chip away with only 4.5 minutes remaining.
Exactly my thoughts, partner. Kamani Hamilton at the top, gets it to Lawhorn, now on the right wing. 10 seconds left in the post, and the jelly layup goes for Drake gives Lawhorn. Still hyped up, down by 11. It's gonna take a heck of a comeback, especially defensively. Al Green just caught lacking on the defensive side and just lets an easy 2 go. Hamilton, now it's Green, going down in the post. Almost has it poked away, recovers, gets it to Tyron Jones. And he's going to be fouled. And Miles Bird is complaining about that foul call.
Yeah, definitely.
So a lead by 13 when we come back. Runnin Rebels at the line. The Rebel faithful are going crazy here at the Thomas and Mack Center on the campus of UNLV. Rebels down big, down by 13. Tyron Jones to the line for 2. 2 for his last. 2 for his last 8. So not a good shooting night for Tyron Jones. And an air ball free throw for the young freshman.
And at this point at Witt, I think he's just taking, he's in his own head. He can't seem to find that stroke, and unfortunately, it's cost the Rebels here big. At least that's 7 points that they've left off the table. Make it 8.
So Tyron Jones can't hit that one, but it will stay in the possession of the Rebels. Tapped out by SDSU. Miles Heidi for the Aztecs coming, checking back in. Primary rebounder for the team, 5 and 5 for him. In a game without Magoon Guath, the Rebels are getting out-rebounded, to say the least. Jones now in the post, trying to make it work. Gets it to Al Green, back to Tyron Jones. The lob doesn't work, and the Aztecs coming down the floor. Newman to Heidi. Heidi gets it to DeGoraville. And DeGoraville just in the post. And that's going to be a foul call. Tyron Jones picks up his foul. And we see people already making their way to the exit here at UNLV.
Yeah, this big crowd, they wanted to see a Runnin' Rebel win today, but barring a historic comeback, really, this game is going to go the way of the Aztecs, and they just matched up really well against UNLV today. They made the Rebels play the style of game they wanted to, and they played a good road game. They kept possession. They hit the shots, the big shots when they needed, and the Rebels just couldn't find anything in that department, especially here in the second half. Overall, shooting 6 of 20 from the three-point line isn't going to get it done most nights.
SDSU coming in this one, only one loss when leading at halftime, and that was to GCU just 2 days ago. They're a gritty, tough, defensive-minded team with some bucket getters on the other side, and I think we've seen that so far this game. So we will be back after this timeout. Or I guess we'll stay here. Miles Bird has 23. And he's just been lights out, 7 of 8. And when you shoot it like that, your team's going to have a good chance to win every night. For Tyron Jones, though, 4 for his 5, just 2 for 10 from the free throw line. And Gibbs Lawhorn, leading scorer for this team, 17 points. 0 for 6 from the three. And Taj DeGoraville will go to the line for the Aztecs. Hits that one. Makes this a 14-point lead with 3:30 left to go. Taj misses that one. Rebounded by Howie Fleming. And the Rebels have the ball. Gibbs Lawhorn just forcing up a shot. Can't get it to go. It will go the Aztecs' way. And they save it. 3 minutes left to go here. And as I mentioned, people making their way to the exits. Rebels still playing fierce defense. Just under 3 minutes to go. Step back from the free throw line. Doesn't get the bounce to go. Sean Newman there with the missed shot. Fleming, floater. Can't get it to go. And a jump ball favoring the Aztecs. Tyron Jones just trying to get the rebound. He looks gassed, maybe just disappointed on how he shot it from the line tonight.
Again, yeah, he didn't shoot it well from from the free throw line tonight, but it's not just him. The defense here in the second half just wasn't up to par. despite the Aztecs turning the ball over a lot in the first half, they've limited those mistakes here in the second half, and they took their three-point shots wisely, shooting 8 for 13 on the game. And they've made a couple, like I mentioned, a couple big shots from beyond the arc as well. And it seems like right now they're just content to run out this clock with 2:26 remaining.
Agourville had a wide open three on the right wing, decides to pass it up in favor of running out the clock. Miles Bird falls down but gets it into Heidi in the post. Miles Heidi puts a cap on this night. Puts a cherry on top. Miles Bird pokes it away, and he's had a night. Stefan now at the top, guarded by Heidi. Stefan has the ball poked away. Fleming recovers. To Jones, they have three. Lawhorn has to put up a shot. And that goes, and he's shaking his head like, why couldn't that come sooner? 1 for 7 on the night for Dre Gibbs Lawhorn from the left wing. Just had to force up that shot. Rebels down by 13. Gonna go and add another loss to the column. So the Rebels streak of winning against Boise State, winning against Utah State has gone and got kaput. They will lose against San Diego State tonight.
I mean, coming into the game, we had a couple keys to the game. The first was Dre Gibbs Lawhorn. And as you mentioned, for that three right there, his first make of the game, 1 for 7. He's 8 for 18 on the night overall. Just didn't have a good night shooting the ball. And then the second part was the three-point shooting. UNLV 7 for 21. They had 6 makes in the first half. They only can convert 1, which was right now when Dre Gibbs Lawhorn just sank that 3. Just too little, too late for the Rebels here. The only other thing they can have the hats on is rebounding-wise, they actually were pretty close. But San Diego State also passing the ball more effectively with 17 assists tonight.
So the Rebels' next game will be against New Mexico, I believe, on the 27th, right back here on the Thomas and Mack court. Jerry Tarkanian court, of course. So Emmanuel Stefan picks up his 5th foul. He's out of the game. Walter Brown in for the Rebels, 9th team foul. And SDSU will go back to the line, but here's a little thing to look forward to. I mean, Miles Heidi has one of these teams missed free throws, so not exactly the best from the line tonight. Heidi shooting 1 and 1. Gets the lucky bounce.
Hey, looked pretty calm and collected there. Then again, there's not much pressure on him at this point. Now a 14-point lead, 78-64 with a minute 36 left. Looking to make that a 15-point lead now as he chucks this one up and converts on the make. 15-point lead for the Aztecs. And the Rebels will fall to 5-3 in conference play. As Dre Gibbs Lawhorn, though, drives to the net and they will make one.
Timeout UNLV. They're going to try to draw up a play here. Full timeout, so we will be going to the break after this. Back after the break. San Diego State up big in this one by 13. Rebels still trying to come back. And Howie Fleming gonna be called for the foul. Looked like a bit of an acting job there. Let's see on the replay. And that's going to be one of the worst foul calls I've seen, I think, in a minute. Just a good acting job there from the Aztecs, but I don't see any illegal contact. I don't know about you, partner. I don't want to get into the opinionated side of the game.
I think they also might be reviewing this for a technical, which is why the referees are going right now. Yeah, they're going to go ahead and look at for a potential flagrant foul on the play. I mean, it's not going to change the outcome of this one. I mean, it's 79-66. I think at this point the Rebels might just want to get out of here and look at this film, see what they can do differently for New Mexico.
New Mexico is one of the most talented teams in the Mountain West. Of course, last year won the Mountain West regular season, but lost their head coach and their best player in Donovan Dent over there at UCLA, but they have reloaded. Currently stand at 15-4 and 6-2 in conference play, so that's good for third in the Mountain West. Here's a zoomed in view.
Yeah, it's just an opportunity for the Rebels to bounce back. If they can bounce back against the Lobos and find a win, that'd be big for this team, especially, after beating Utah State. But the call is upgraded to a flagrant one after review. And so some more free throws coming up for San Diego State as they just are going to extend this lead.
So, San Diego State thought they were getting out of here with like maybe a 13, 14-point lead. Likely going to be maybe even more than that. Misses the free throw. So DeGorville, so good all night, and misses it. Gets that lucky bounce there. That looked like it was going out. Last little bounce. Got it in. So 1:27 left on the clock. Rebels down by 14. And an Aztec team without their star center in Magoon Guath. Out by San Diego. So, yeah, as I was saying, a team without Magoon Guath, their star center, comes into Vegas and hands UNLV the business. 14-point lead. Miles Heide checking back in for the red and black. Lawhorn moving to his right. Now in the post. It's going to be called for the foul. And Miles Bird trying to rally his team. Not sure what he's so upset about. Put his hands on his head and went, oh! I think there's been a lot of different fouls here called that maybe weren't fouls, and so there's been 10 plus fouls in both halves. 40 plus fouls in this game. Heidi's going back to the bench. 1:15 left to go. Lawhorn misses his first one, shooting his second. And hits.
I mean, as this game's gone on, the extra free throws, the totals have kind of evened out, but then you can really see the discrepancy. 22 for 26 for the Aztecs, 12 of 22 for the Rebels. That's a lot of points left on the board and could have made this game a lot tighter down the stretch.
So Newman has the open shot, decides to pass it up, wants to run out the clock here, gets it to Bird. And a good shot, Newman bucket there off the glass, off the contested by Dre Gibbs Lawhorn. Lawhorn down the lane, hits the good reverse layup, and they're going to stop the clock again. Down by 13. Pastor, the guys still think they have a chance, so we will go to the break after this. "51 seconds is all that remains in this game. It's 82-69. Rebels playing full court defense, trying to get the ball back for their team in this one. Aztecs just dribbling the ball, trying to drain as much time off the clock. Jones playing fierce defense on DeGoraville. Step back. That's going to be a 2 and air ball for DeGoraville. The shot clock turned off here.
And now that one's put up by Dre Gibbs Lawhorn. I mean, he's adding to his point total. He's up to 25 now on the night, but 12 seconds to go. 11-point game. The Aztecs will hold it, and that will just about do it. They're going to push it up. Yep, this one's over.
So your final score is 82-71. San Diego State wins. Just a subpar performance offensively for the Rebels and a stellar shooting night for the Aztecs. Come into Vegas and improve their conference record as well as obviously overall record. Gets a little statement win on a red-hot Rebels team. So, from the campus of UNLV, we thank you for joining us here on this broadcast. I've been Whitaker Levis, joined by my partner,